Today we'll be going over how to make a custom workbench or custom tile. Um, we'll also make our modded item that we made last video craftable only on that specific workbench. And yeah, if you haven't seen the other video that I have set up, and you don't know what this is, well, this is basically just a basic item. It's a sword, and it has custom stats and everything, or custom everything. And we're gonna make a tile that allows this item to be crafted. So to start off, you're gonna want to make another folder inside of this project folder. Name that folder tiles. Make sure it's tiles, not items, because this is how we, I guess, do organization around here. After that, right click on it and then click add new item. Then create another class. This time we'll call it since I want my anvil or my workbench to be an anvil, I'm gonna call it dirt anvil tile. Make sure to always add the tile or tile word at the end of this, or whenever you're making a tile. That way you don't get confused later on in code. So yeah, once you've done that, just click add, and once you add it, this should pop up. So now that you're here, make sure to add the using Terraria, and then the semicolon, and then using terraria.id. Once you've done that, go here, then double colon or the colon, and then mod tile. And now we've technically created our mod tile. Now that we have our mod tile class set up, now it's time to give it the static defaults. So in order to do that, you have to type in public override void set static defaults. And if you do the autocomplete, just get rid of the base thing that pops up. And now we will be setting up the static defaults. In order to do that, we also have to think ahead. Like, for example, do I want the player to be able to stand on top of that tile, or do I want the tile to block light? So in my example, I'm gonna be using this sprite. Well, I made this sprite. I just kind of put a dirt overlay on the anvil, and I want my custom anvil to react or have the same properties as the normal anvil. So normally in game, the player could stand on top of this anvil. So I'm gonna give it the main dot tile solid top property, and then type is equal to true. So main tile solid top type allows the player to stand on top of it. Also, one other thing you want to add alongside with this one is main dot tile table. Hey, it's editing me. I don't know why I told you guys to write down the table and the lava property stuff. None of those really change stuff. The lava one is only for blocks, and the table one is only if you want to have your tile to be considered a table. But yeah, just ignore those two, and you should follow and 100% listen to the next property that I'm gonna talk about. And then this is a really important property thing you have to add. If you don't add it and you place it down in game, and then you add this thing afterwards when you're trying to I guess debug any issues, this will corrupt your world, and you don't want to do that. So always make sure to add this one. So main dot tile frame important. Make sure it says true. Now that we have that, I also want my tile to block light, and in order to do that, you just have to do main tile block light. Block light is equal to true. That's it. And then actually one more thing. I want my tile to I guess fit. You might want to add this to every tile thing that you have. It's main tile merge dirt, and then type is equal to true. This would just make your tile look better whenever placed on dirt. So if I were you, I would do that if you want, but you don't have to. And yeah, this is what I want for my tile. This is exactly what I want for my tile. I'm gonna list the tile properties, or all the properties you can give your tile on screen. I don't see them yet, but you guys should be able to see it. And if you guys don't, then I'll probably leave a link in the description having her with all the actual properties you can add to your tile. So yeah, now that we have the property set down, now we have to think about the placement of our actual tile. So as you can see, my tile is a 2 by 1. It goes to the right 2 and then it goes down by 1. This is 2 tiles because one tile is 16 by 16, mine is 16 by 32. So in order to, I guess, implement this into my actual game, or in order to actually tell the game to make my tile 2 by 1, I have to type in tile object data dot new tile dot copy from, and then parentheses tile object data period style 2 by 1. All right, then close the line. Oh, I misspelled style. I can't type for some reason. I can't see my keyboard, but yeah, now the game knows it's a tile that's a 2 by 1. After we've done that, we have to actually tell the game that it's a horizontal tile. So the way to do that is by doing tile object data dot new tile dot style horizontal is equal to true. Alright, now that we have that, in order to actually register the tile, we have to type in tile object data dot add tile, and then parentheses type inside the parentheses and semicolon. And that is it. That is how we add a tile into the game. We've registered it, we've given it properties, and we actually gave it a placement style basically on how it will look in game. And now that we've done that, we will now have to insert an image for our tile. So I already have an image here. It's the dirt anvil. I'm gonna download it, open it in folder, and now I drag it in. Alright, and it's the same with everything. You have to make sure it has the exact same name. So my CS file is called dirt anvil tile, and I'm gonna make sure mine is called dirt anvil tile as well, or my image is called dirt anvil tile. And there you go. That's the tile. But all we have right now is a tile. We can't place the tile down yet. And in order to do that, we're gonna have to go back to the item folder, right click on it, click add, and then click new item. It's the same thing. It's also a class, but instead of naming it dirt anvil tile, we're just gonna name it dirt anvil. So dirt anvil. And that's why I was telling you guys to add dirt anvil tile, like the tile word towards the end for every tile, because in items you're gonna want to get rid of that tile word and still be able to use the name dirt anvil. So yeah, so make a class with the name dirt anvil or whatever name you guys want to use, add it, and add the using Terraria, and then using terrarium.id. And then here, this time it's going to be a mod item. And inside, we're going to have to add the defaults. It's going to be the same, almost exact same thing here. Just to make it easier, I'm going to copy the code for dirt sword, the stuff I had, or the stuff that I made last time. And I'm just going to copy and paste and remove the stuff I don't want this thing to have. So I don't want it to have damage. I don't want it to have damage type. The width and height can stay at 10. The use time could be used at, or it can be set to 10. The use animation also for 10 or S10. Use style, swing should be yeah, swing should be, like, I think good. Should have no knockback. Value, I'm just gonna give it a value of 5. Rare, yeah, gray. Consumable, we can get rid of that. Use sound, we can get rid of that as well. Auto reuse true, and then use turn true. But now there's new stuff we have to add to this set defaults, and it's going to be different from the dirt sword. And that stuff is going to be this. Let me add it in real quick. It's going to be the item dot create tile is equal to mod. Okay, so yeah, let me just clarify. So we want this item to create a tile, right? And we don't just want it to create any tile, we want it to create our own custom tile. So our own custom tile, in order to access it, or in order to tell the game to access that tile, we have to type in mod content dot tile tile type, and then these two arrows, the back and forth arrow, and now just type in the name of the actual tile. So you see how it says dirt anvil tile? If you go back here, type in dirt anvil tile, and then put the two parentheses and then the semicolon, and boom, now we've made an item that places down a dirt anvil tile. And to give it the recipes, I guess you could also just do this, which is public override void add recipes, and I'm just gonna make it have the recipe of 10 dirt. 10 dirt, just to, I guess, make it quick. Alright, so just gonna make a quick recipe dot add ingredient item id dot dirt block, and 10 dirt blocks. Then recipe dot register, and now we have a recipe for our dirt anvil. But now you guys might be thinking, oh, but how do I make a custom item be crafted off of my custom tile or custom crafting table? Okay, so you're gonna want to go to your custom item, and inside the add recipe section, type in the name you gave your recipe. Mine is called test recipe, so I'm gonna name it test recipe dot add tile parentheses, and don't forget about this, mod content. Remember when I told you guys about this? Mod content dot tile type, and then two arrows, and inside the two arrows you type in the actual dirt anvil name. So mine is called, or your actual workbench name, mine is called dirt anvil tile, so I'm gonna type in dirt anvil tile, and then right outside the actual arrows type in, or put in two parentheses and then semicolon. Okay, so some of you guys might see this, some of you guys might not, but most of you guys, if you're following my tutorials, like, I guess, closely, you will. You see how it couldn't be found? That's one problem, or one issue, or one downside, I guess you could say, of using folders. I still like using them because it makes everything look neater, but that's only one downside. But yeah, so you see how we're in the item folder and then the tile is in the tiles folder. So in order to, I guess, access the dirt anvil tile, we have to type in tiles at, right next to this. So tiles dot, and then the actual name of your anvil. So this is accessing the folder tiles and then using the dirt anvil tile, which is in the actual, tile. So yeah, that's basically it. That's how you make the actual mod, or that's how you actually make your item craftable. And one other thing I just remembered, you guys might be thinking, oh, how did your dirt anvil item access this? Well, it's because in here, sometimes my Visual Studios automatically uses the using thing, and it accidentally, or I didn't mean to, but it accidentally added the using test sword dot tiles. So you can also do that if you want. So like if you go here, right back to the dirt sword, instead of having to add this section, you can just go up here and type in using, and then the name of your mod, which mine is test mod sword dot, and then the folders that these are the folders that show up, and I want to access the tile folder. You just type in tiles and then close that bracket, or close that line, and now you can see that this thing is using the actual tile. But sometimes it's not necessarily smart to do that, because sometimes some things might have the same name. So make sure to name everything appropriately and use stuff appropriately. And yeah, so oh yeah, we also forgot, we have to add the actual image to the actual item again, for the dirt anvil this time, the actual item. So the same thing, make sure it has the same name as the actual CS file, so mine is dirt anvil. And there you go. Just save everything that has a little star, for me at least. I have it saved, so I'm gonna save everything. Close out of here, go here, rebuild the mod, and then go back to your test world, which mine is this one. Yep. And oh yeah, well I was kind of already messing around with it, but yeah, look, as you can see, guys, now you have access to tiles, or your own custom tile. And now if I have, as you can see, I can craft a sword here now that I'm near this dirt anvil that I made. But if I walk away, I can't craft it no more. And the dirt anvil, the actual recipe is 10 dirt, and that's how you do, I guess, a custom workbench. So yeah, that's basically it. If you guys enjoyed watching my video, give me a like, subscribe, and leave a comment on what you guys want to see. I'm still waiting for any recommendations or any, just anything, to be honest. Like, if you guys want to learn how to, I guess, move the camera, the actual player camera, I've done that before. I've made a mod called camera mod. If you guys, want to check it out, it actually moves the camera, the user's camera, to, I guess, actually, look at where the camera is looking. So I can teach you guys how to do that. I can also teach you guys how to, I guess, make effects, like particles and stuff, or just like simple stuff like as creating an NPC, or making a gun, or like a bow, anything like that, or a potion. I've made a mod using potions, or an accessory. I keep forgetting I have these 3 mods. I'm still thinking of publishing more, but yeah. But if you guys also want to learn how to do other stuff, like make your own AI model, or use a large language model, or like make a web scraper, I got you guys. I know how to do that. Just leave it in the description or in the comments, and I'll show you guys a tutorial on how to make it. And if I don't know how to do it, I'll research it, do all that stuff, and then I'll post a video on it, and I'll try to make it more simple than what I'll try to make it understandable for a person that doesn't, I guess, necessarily understand much programming, so that I can make it accessible for you guys. Alright, so that is it. If you guys haven't watched my previous videos, go ahead, and I'll be leaving you guys here. And yeah, have a good day, God bless, and bye bye.